Hey guys, it's time to get started on our Adventure Team Training Tower decals, or should I say Red Shadows decals. Stay tuned. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Paul Knapp coming to you once again from the Man Cave, and we are now starting the project of placing the decals on my Red Shadows training tower that I made a few months ago. This will be coming with me to the Joe Lanta convention in a few weeks in Atlanta. So we're going to go ahead and get started. These are the decals that I received from Hector Ortiz. If you watched my previous videos, I showed an opening on these, and these were specifically made for the Red Shadows training tower. Now he is making a set of these for the Adventure Team training tower. So you can pick those up if you contact Hector Ortiz, and I will put his logo throughout this video. But we're going to go ahead and get started and see how well these work out. Now this decal set does come with instructions. It is from the custom 1/6 scale decals, props, and more from Hector Ortiz. But it's pretty self-explanatory as far as where to put them. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way through this. I'm going to try to give you guys a play-by-play and not put it on speed video if I can. So let's see how this works out. So the first decal he gives you is this big piece of what appears to be shiny, textured. That is actually non-skid, which goes right here on your platform, which looks really cool. So much better than just painted, glossy paint. And I'm going to apply this one first and then go from there. And that piece went on very nicely. I did have to trim just maybe 1/4 of an inch off, and it does say that in the directions. He gives you a little bit more than you need, but if I didn't do anything else to this already, this looks super cool, man. So let's move on to the next one. So this next large piece would actually go right here, and it says watch your step, of course close to the edge where the rope ladder is going to be. I'm not sure I'm going to use this one, only because I like that textured look, and I'm not sure how well that's going to go on the decal. I know it looked good on his when he sent it to me. I might wait on this one just to see, but right now I'm going to hold off. Now this is caution tape that I had put on before. I may peel that off and just use the caution tape around here, but for right now I'm going to hold off on this one and move on to the next one. Now as you can see here in the directions, he does provide you other caution tape which you can put on the inside, which would be directly next to the non-skid. But again, I think I'm going to leave that off for right now. I like the solid black look, and I'm going to wait to see how well the sides of this lines up before I go ahead and put my caution tape on there. So I might actually put that on at the show when I go ahead and build this whole thing. Now as far as the next set of decals goes, he just kind of gives you some examples of where he would put them. He has several here. Of course he made the change for me with the Baron Ironblood on there as opposed to a G.I. Joe figure, but he's given me several options. He's just taken out the G.I. Joe logo, as you can see, and he put in the Red Shadows logo. So I'm going to go through and place some of these, see how it turns out. And again, I'm using his instructions and just seeing the changes from Adventure Team to Red Shadows. Of course, I started with the two easy ones first. This is that center console that goes in the middle of the tower. Put these two angled ones on first. Those are really cool. And by the way, I did clean all this off first. Had a little grease and grime from wear and tear over the years, but yeah, I think that looks cool. Here's the front piece on. Very cool. I'm digging it. Much nicer than being just plain gray. Next up, we have the caution keep clear. This is where the arm bar comes down and you secure the G.I. Joes, or in this case Red Shadows, inside. Very neat. The next two decal placements I did were the inside kind of an angle, and you can see it on both sides. And let me tell you, these decals are very glossy, very sticky. There's no peeling them up once you get them down, and they he doesn't give you much room for error. What I mean by that is this decal goes from the very edge of this to the very edge of this. You can see I went off a little bit on this one. That's the very edge of that. You can see that to the very edge of this. I might have to trim a little bit of this off, but so it does fill up that entire space. Okay, they're not coming up short. Next, I put on the outside of that angle piece. I chose the Red Shadows logo. He did give me several other ones, a T07. In other words, he meant Tower 07. But I like this one with the name on it, so I went with the Red Shadows logo right there. Next up, I placed the two top decals. This is just a caution one. You know, this is where the crane piece goes in. This is where the antenna inserts right here. It's got like a little computer board, if you will. The first console piece that I put up, of course, was the very front one with Iron Blood on there. Very neat. Now he does give you a blank one if you don't want to use that. But of course I'm going to go with Baron Iron Blood there. Now with these side two pieces, if you recall, if you have this tower, there is a archway that goes over here, which would basically cover up half of these sides. So he gives you one like this, if you wanted to put that there, and that's about the width of that archway. Or if you didn't want to use the archway, here is a second one with computer boards. I think I'm going to go with this. I do have the archway for it, but I think I like that better. And if I do decide to put the archway on, it's probably just going to cover maybe half of those. I'm not sure how that's going to look, but man, I hate to lose all this. So I think I'm going to go with this one on each side. And here are their two finished sides. Once again, he goes tight here to here. So if you make a flaw, as you can see, I did just slightly off. Left me that little bit of a gap there, and it ran it up on the side. Again, that's my fault. That is not Hector's. I am terrible about putting decals on. I never did like it as a kid. I always had my older brother do this for me, but it is tight and it does fill up the entire area. I really like the looks of that. I think I'm probably not going to go with that archway, just looking at it like this. So let's see what else he's got here. Now, just as an additional side note, as I was going through the directions and thinking about why this was done, this here is actually, in case you want to use this piece, if you recall, lays on the center of this and kind of hooks on. So it's going to cover up that monitor if you use this decal. So if you use this decal, you're not using this piece. If you use this decal, this will be right here in front of it, and as you can see, works perfectly. So that's why he included the decal here for the front. So unfortunately, if I want to see the monitor, I'm not going to be able to use this. So I'm going to wait till the show and see how it works out. In addition to that, he had two other decals that I added right here, these little triangles, just to cover up this space back here. And again, it fills in everything. So if you don't use the archway, if you don't use this looks pretty damn sweet. So really all that's remaining are some decals for Red Shadows. Of course, we're going to come back and do the caution tape at a later date. He gave me some no-step decals, so I might find some areas I could use those. Did not use this decal. I'm going to save this one again until I get to the show. Got some extra Red Shadows decals there. He also gave me some of these red ones, but I think they're more for around the outside here. And I'm probably going to not use these only because I like them, but I think only because this red does not match the red that I painted the tower with. I used a real bright red, and this is more of a maroon color. I might have to ask Mr. Ortiz if that was his intent, but for right now, I like this. I'm probably going to put another decal here where the Adventure Team decal was. Probably one here and leave it at that. Let me tell you, folks, if you want to beef up your Adventure Team tower, make it look cool, or If you want one for the Red Shadows, you know where to get your decals from. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will have this tower on display at Joe Lanta 2024, so look for it. Thanks for watching.